Hey guys, Brett Buckles here at Camp Hero Fitness. We're going to go through a quick little arm training here where I'm going to give you guys a few little techniques that have helped me with the development of my arms as well as my clients with their arms. Right now I'm training Suzanna Sutton. She's an American Muscle sponsored athlete and a bikini competitor as well as a CrossFit competitor as well. As you see that resistance I'm basically putting on her tricep right there, she's trying to pull and I'm actually increasing the pressure of the tricep. Now the reason I'm doing that is you always have to remember you have three strengths. You have basically, we'll make it simple, your pressing strength, your negative strength, and your static strength. Basically, you know, when you're bench pressing and you're pressing up, right? And then when you're resisting the pressure on the way down, it's your negative. Or then if you were just holding the bench press out, that'd be your static, correct? Well, always know that your muscles, main part where they actually grow and develop is in the negative, okay? So as she's letting it up slow, see how she lets it up slow right there? And then right before, she doesn't let the muscle relax. She comes up, extends, up, extends. That's where the muscle really is going to be developed. It's muscle under tension, okay? Strength and muscle size do not always go hand in hand. You have a ton of people out there that can lift a lot of weight, but doesn't mean they're going to be very muscular. Just like you have a bunch of people very muscular, doesn't mean they're very strong. And it's all relative. Your body has no idea the difference if 350 pounds, if it's 10 pounds. If it's tired, it's tired. But right there, what I'm doing is she extends, and then I'm making her hold it in a static position as I'm pulling that negative. That's something you can't do without a partner. And that takes it to a level of fatigue that's unlike any other level. And so I do this with all my clients, and I do this in different movements, especially on weak areas where I'm trying to grow that muscle, or I'm trying to enhance detail. Now, if you notice, we're doing an inclined bicep curl here, and we're supersetting all these movements, but see her pinkies are pointed out, and her elbows are tucked in, and what we're trying to do here is work that inner head of the bicep by the angle we have it, basically pointing the pinkies out, puts more pressure on the inside part of the bicep, which can help with bicep thickness. You'll see I'm doing the same thing. Now, if you'll notice here, I'm talking. I don't normally talk during workouts. This is because I was mostly coaching them. I was just kind of getting I took a 2-month layoff, so this was my first week back training. So I'm kind of getting my body used to training again, kind of getting the cells filled out and used to all this weightlifting stuff. So, okay. Now we have more of a mass building movement, which would be the bicep curl. Now watch, as Susanna goes to curl here, I now increase the resistance. It's no longer 30 pounds. I've now made it much heavier. Now she comes up again, I increase that resistance, okay? Now her biceps are getting really fatigued and they do not like the fact that they're running out of steam. Now, I helped her up and then she can do the negative. And then watch. Well, actually, I guess she's already done. But anyway, what I would do is that was more for like helping her do the negative, and then being that extra pressure is something she really can't do alone. But it puts the part of the muscle that it's the muscle under tension that causes it to grow. There's nothing like having a spotter that can really understand that and feel your body out and feels the tension, and it gives you just enough. You don't want to be where you're just pushing against it, or don't try to overpower them to where you tear their muscle or something. You're giving them just enough to where you get complete failure, right? And so you can see Jayla here, and like I said, this is more of a mass building movement for biceps. Now see how she never, you notice how she doesn't let her elbows don't lock out, and she doesn't go completely loose. Like when she goes down, 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 catches it, boom, down, catch it, okay? Catch it. There's no tension coming off those biceps. It's the muscle under tension. Those cells have to grow in order to be able to be under that much tension. You need more muscle cell energy. But it's important to know that you're electrical first, chemical second. Those muscles won't do anything without her mind telling them what to do. And they've done study after study that if you hooked electrodes to her body and they were testing out her biceps and they were trying to see how many muscles fire, and she was just thinking about, I don't know, her day at the office, or she was trying to just think about just curling the weight, she was thinking about the bar, well, she's only going to activate X amount of muscles. But if she, with intention, focus her mind and visualizes those biceps contracting, visualizes them squeezing, and then she doesn't put all her pressure into her grip, but she's putting all the pressure she can into her bicep as much as she can. It's all about the bicep. Her biceps are going to activate, incorporate hundreds of times more muscle fibers, and they're also going to develop much better, much faster. You can just do all the research you want on, look at placebo effects, look at the power of healing, look at the power of the mind. I mean, it's been around for thousands of years. You know, basically your thoughts are things. You know, it's important to constantly be having a visual clear picture. In fact, I recommend whatever body parts or whatever look you're going for, have pictures of it when you wake up in the morning, you know, on your mirror, wherever you can. Now, as you see here, I'm doing the preacher curl. It's one of my favorite exercises. I've always believed biceps being a helper muscle develop better with a lot of these more isolated movements. But I'm 6'1" and I have a 6'3" wingspan. Now, which means I have some pretty long arms for my frame, which is not really conducive for bodybuilding, to be honest. It's harder to build arms when they're that long. But what happened was it taught me to learn a lot of different angles and a lot of different tensions in order to grow my arms. Like earlier on that overhead tricep, I was really focusing on the stretch of the long head of the tricep. Now Susanna's got actually more of a stockier frame. Because of that, she puts on muscle actually really easy. She's had a layoff here, but as you can tell, she's still pretty muscular, and she's very strong. She's really designed for strength and muscularity. And right here, we're having her do the tricep extension. Now, we're doing more of an isolated, where she's doing the one-arm tricep extension, and you see her elbows tucked into her body. And the way we have her doing it is it's kind of focusing a little bit on the short head there, but it's also focusing on the long head by keeping that the elbow tucked in. And you can see she has some really good back development, and it's very impressive actually. But right now we're going to do Jayla. She's going to be doing the preacher curl. Now see her stand, she's tall, and see how she's standing, she's not sitting. I do the same thing because I don't really fit into all machines correctly, like I said, because of my proportions. You have to find what fits best for you. Now you see how I'm giving her tension again, I'm resisting that on her bicep. Okay, then I help her up, and then basically I press it down, negative, negative, negative. Good. And then now she's doing tricep dips. And right here, what's going to happen is, this is another thing you can't do without a spotter. These are very hard. Not most females, a lot of times, that really struggle with this, even males. Now I'm going to spot her. You can sometimes have people put their leg on your leg, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to physically go to spot her, and I'm going to get that failure. Failure is the key. You really want to push that body past what it's comfortable with. It's all about adapting to your environment. So we have more videos coming soon. I hope this video's helpful, and we're going to we'll have a lot more coming to you as soon as possible. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks a lot. Take care.